Good evening, I'm David Ferris. Welcome to this week's edition of the Chamber Buzz, which is proudly brought to you by Roger G. Taylor and Associates. Tonight our special guest is Mike Bryant, Executive Vice President of Southern Bank here in Rocky Mount. Let's have a look around our community.
It's a pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate the ribbon cutting and grand reopening of the RJs Hot Dog Days. And I want to tell you a little bit about the owner. That's Rhonda Johnson. Rhonda is a transplant to North Carolina from the big, busy, bustling city of Baltimore. Right, and as often happens with downtown entrepreneurs, it's the folks from out of the city and out of the state that see the opportunity here and that are showing the way to our local folks for investing in starting businesses downtown, and we're so thrilled to have them here. Rhonda shared that she has left the security of a government job and is striking out on her own. She was an employment specialist for the city of Baltimore and the state of North Carolina. And she's been in that line of work since 1983. She also worked on the Amtrak train on the weekends, and that's when she realized the opportunity and the need that existed here in the train station to have a place for passengers, travelers to get food. She purchased a cart and was selling hot dogs from that outside the train station. And she recently feels blessed to have had the opportunity to obtain the former Whistle Stop Cafe. And it's here then that she has set up her new hot dog station and calls it RJs Hot Dog Days. And we're so pleased to have her here. We know that passengers are really going to enjoy and appreciate the opportunity to get food when they're traveling. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I would like to share with you this certificate from the Office of the Mayor. This is from the City of Rocky Mount, presented to RJ's Hot Dog Days on the occasion of the ribbon cutting with our sincere best wishes, and it's signed by David W. Combs, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
First, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm Bobby Booth with the Rocky Mount Area Chamber of Commerce, and we are delighted to welcome Ms. Rhonda and RJ's Hot Dog Days into the train station and as a member of the Chamber. I remember last summer her being outside with her cart and was very excited that we had opportunity to have food during the day without having to leave the building. It's very nice convenience to have, and as someone that sits right above her location with my office at the Chamber, I smell these wonderful smells all day long. And so I'm a customer down here and enjoy the hot dogs. They have all the fixings you could even hope to imagine to place on a hot dog, as well as a lot of accompaniments for the meals. So they do a fabulous job. The food is excellent, and on behalf of our Board of Directors, our members, we're very, very pleased to welcome you not only to the train station and to downtown, but as a member of the Chamber of Commerce and to the Rocky Mount area. We hope you'll be here a long time.
Like I said, or like you said, I gave up my good government job to sell hot dogs, and people, of course, think I have lost my ever-loving mind. And I think I enjoy doing this pretty much close to anything that I've done. I met so many different people that come through here, and I try to treat them all like family members, and they act like family members. I have some that come in every single day, and the more junk I talk to them, the more they come back. I'm just really pleased to be here, and like I said, I really enjoy being here. The people seem to enjoy us being here because they keep returning. I have some folks that I met when I first came to North Carolina that have become some of my best customers. So I just hope that I'm going to be here for a while and continue to be able to keep serving them and move on from here. And anytime you need a good hot dog, you just need to come to RJ's Hot Dog Days.
RJ's Hot Dog Days.
Mike, tell us about the history of Southern Bank, how long it's been in Rocky Mount, how long it's been formed, just a little background.
Our bank is the third oldest bank in the state.
Wow.
State chartered. BB&T is the oldest, First Citizens is second, and we're third. We just celebrated our 113th year in operation. We've been in Rocky Mount since 1993. We acquired Citizens Savings Bank, and at that point we started our operations here in Rocky Mount. As our bank's grown over the years, we assumed the First Citizens branches here in 2000. Since that time, we picked up a mortgage operations group, was relocated here to Rocky Mount, and as a result of a purchase that we made 2 years ago in Virginia, we put in a call center. And so our Rocky Mount location has actually become a regional operations hub for our bank.
Oh, that's great.
And as our bank's grown, we were about $1.1 billion in assets 2 years ago. We're now $2.3 billion. That growth has brought in more customers, more need. Our mortgage operations has gotten bigger, and our call center is getting bigger. And we think our growth over the next 10 years is going to continue to be on an upward movement. Therefore, we think we needed to build a new facility to give them space to grow. So we've been working on it for a while. We've been working on a little plan here in Rocky Mount for about 2 years, trying to decide what's the best plan for our bank long term, and had some exciting news over the last few weeks that we've been pleased to get out.
You really have, and the design of the building is beautiful. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, the project that Mike and I are referring to, it's a rather large and substantial growth in not only for Southern Bank, but for downtown Rocky Mount. And Mike, share where the location is going to be.
The location is going to be on the corner of Sunset Avenue and Church Street. There was an old bank building there that's been vacant for many years, and a print shop building that was vacant. We acquired that property a few months ago, and it's right behind our existing mortgage operations building. And our plan is to demolish those two buildings and start construction hopefully this spring or early summer.
And the architectural style, as I've seen it and has been shown, is very close to the existing old Citizens Savings.
It is. We wanted to build a modern building but still have some of the old colonial style that our mortgage building has, and it kind of ties together in a campus setting. And I think that's our long-term goal, is to build something that's modern for downtown with some old style architecture. And Oakley and Collier's, our architect here in town, has done a good job, we think, so far with that.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, how many square feet will the new facility be?
We're in a space study right now to try to finalize that, but we're thinking it's going to be about 18,000 square feet and comprise about 3 floors.
Wow, that's great.
Yep.
And the building just behind it on Franklin Street and Sunset is roughly
about 18,000 square feet.
So you'll have two.
We will.
Now, when you finish the new building, then you go into I'm going to call it the old building.
Yes.
And you completely gut that, I guess.
Exactly. Our plan is to go back into that building. That building was built, I think, in about 1980.
Yeah.
So it's got it was built for an S&L, savings and loan, and doesn't really fit our needs for a commercial bank. So we're going to go in, probably renovate the entire interior of that building and build it back, and it'll become our regional hub.
Mike, and if I'm not correct, I'm not going to be too far off on this. I'll be in the horseshoe range.
Right.
The old Citizen Savings building may be the last new brick and mortar ground up downtown. If not, it would be the old Pointer and Sproul building, which was built across from what then was People's Bank.
Right.
But they were built about the same time, I think. And this is exciting.
Right. Well, you've been here a little longer than I have. But I've been here for 25 years, and I've been in downtown Rocky Mount for that entire time, for the most part, for that whole 25 years. And I can't recall anything new out of the ground. There's been a lot of renovation projects, but this will be the first brand new construction in downtown, and we're kind of excited with that, with all the energy that the city has put into the streetscape, the Douglas Block, Edgecombe Community College is building an allied health building, and us being able to contribute to that. That was a big piece of why we picked downtown.
Well, you know, with both construction projects, Edgecombe Community College's construction going on, and Southern Bank's construction going on, that's That's a lot of energy that's coming back into downtown, a lot of jobs,
Yep.
a lot of opportunities for merchants to open,
That's right.
restaurant stores, different service operations on
Right.
Main Street.
That's our hope. We believe that a vibrant downtown is essential to economic development, and we invest in our downtowns, and hopefully this building will meet that criteria and will be kind of a further catalyst to spur some growth down here.
I got to believe it's going to make a huge difference. And the bank, Southern Bank, is one of the largest land holders, I guess, in the downtown community now.
We may not be the largest, but we've got a pretty good presence down here, that's for sure.
And it's an active presence.
Absolutely. That's right. We'll have 45 people that'll go in this building. We've got about 30 in our mortgage operations and about 15 in our call center. But we're building it with about 30% capacity growth in there. Our plan is we don't want to keep growing as a bank and all of a sudden we're out of space and we're having to build another building.
The footprint, backing up to the bank itself, the footprint of Southern Bank has recently expanded into Virginia, I think.
Yes.
Where geographically, how is that spread out?
Our traditional bank is in Eastern North Carolina. We've committed here. We've been here. All of our growth thus far has been in Eastern North Carolina. But we had an opportunity through the FDIC, through a loss share arrangement, to come in and partner with them on a failed bank in the Hampton Roads area. That Tidewater, Virginia area up around Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake. We went in there about 2 years ago and took over that bank, reallocated resources, worked with the FDIC to get rid of some trouble loans, which we're still doing. But we've got a very good market presence up there now in some great locations, and that's a dynamic market. Obviously, that's a very big market for us, given our roots, but we feel really good about our future up there.
Well, that gives y'all just numerous opportunities to continue growth. When we come back, we're gonna find out a little bit more about our banker, Mike Bryant. Thank you.
The Rocky Mount Area Chamber of Commerce serves as the voice of business to effect positive change and build a stronger economy. The Chamber and its membership proudly present one of our newest members partnering for prosperity. Central East Ag Supply Inc., a family-owned farming equipment business and official Southern States dealer at 2220 Southwest Lynn Boulevard, carrying agriculture, commercial, and residential equipment. Owners Nelson and Amy Brantley have something for everyone, so visit them today. Brought to you by the Rocky Mount Area Chamber and WHIG TV, a partner for a better business, stronger communities, and a brighter future. Become a Chamber member today. Learn more at www.rockymountchamber.org.
Welcome back, Mike. Tell us about yourself. How did you get involved in banking? What drove you to it?
Well, I'm from Spring Hope, so I'm a Nash County native, and have been very fortunate as a banker to spend most of my career here in Nash County. I mean, very few bankers can do that, but I have been fortunate to do that. Finished college, and a gentleman I was helping with some summer work was on the board at First Citizens Bank, and he said, "I think you'd be a good banker." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know much about banking, whether I'd want to do that or not. I've only played baseball, so I don't know much about banking." But I went and interviewed, liked what I heard, started work with him in 1985. Went to Goldsboro, stayed there for about 8 months, transferred to Rocky Mount, and have spent most of my career, barring a couple years I spent in Raleigh, in Nashville and Rocky Mount. From that, so I've kind of built a career here, and I've been very fortunate as a result of that.
Well, we're certainly as a community glad that worked out for whatever reason you ended up here, because I happen to really believe that one of the reasons Southern Bank has done so well is you've assembled a great team of staff here, and your affection for the Twin County area and your involvement in the community certainly has had to have played a major impact on the growth of the bank, as well as what's coming in the future for Southern Bank here.
We have been very fortunate here. I do have a great banking team, and they do great work every day. Our main focus is take care of your customers. You know, do it with a smile, know them by name, take care of their needs, and everything else falls into place. And that's our style as a bank, and I think we have done a good job of executing that here. Rocky Mount and Nash and Edgecombe County is the flagship of Southern Bank. It is our biggest market. We have the most loans and deposits are located in these two counties, so we're very proud of that. And our bank depends on us, and that's why we're making the investment here as well. And there's a great operational workforce here. You know, we're out of Mount Olive, and we're home based there, and we're comfortable doing that, but we also see a need that we need to have a more regionalized presence.
Sure.
And we don't need all our operations and support staff in one location. So that's why we've been kind of slowly building a little area here and a little area there, and our call center fits perfectly here. Our mortgage operations fits perfectly here, and we're really excited about the future and don't know. I mean, you never know in this banking world we live in today what tomorrow brings.
Well, I'm sure it will bring a lot because it has done so well here, and it seems like a natural fit for the Twin County area. And we're, you know, as a citizen of Rocky Mount and the Twin Counties, I'm certainly excited about the expansion plans and grateful that the bank has that kind of belief and optimism in our community. I think that's outstanding. Start time on the new project, on the new building.
We're hoping to break ground sometime early summer. We hadn't nailed down an exact time right now. We're actually working with the city on doing that. There's been some discussion around doing it as a good event, as a catalyst for some downtown revitalization. So we don't have an exact date, but I'm hoping that we'll have that nailed down within the next few months and be able to communicate that out to the community. But downtown has got a lot of promise, I think. The Imperial Center, the train station project, there's been a lot of investment. I know a lot of it, all of it has been public, but it's laid an infrastructure, I think, now that we in the private sector can take advantage of. And I remember the days coming to Rocky Mount and all the shopping was on Main Street, as you remember.
Oh, yeah.
And
Elks,
sitting in the
Kenny's,
car,
and
you know, you sit in the car, count the trains coming by, eating popcorn and candy, and your parents were shopping. And I remember when that went away, when Tarrytown Mall opened up. And downtown became a desert. You know, it basically was a deserted town and nothing was going on here and sat that way for a long time. And I'm hopeful that we can get that back. Well, you know, does it come back exactly like that? No, but it doesn't need to. I think we can develop a community in the downtown area that has, like you said, some shops and restaurants, and as we're getting some now back, that will complement our other shopping areas and have some options for our people to go with the arts and, you know, events and things like that.
And you're right, Mike. There's been more progress made, I think, than we realize. And yes, a lot of it has been, you know, public dollars. The Imperial Center, as you mentioned, the train station, as you mentioned, and the city helped jumpstart the downtown with the Douglas block, and then we have streetscapes. But if you also look at some other projects that are going on down there, it's not public money that's filled the Douglas block area.
Exactly.
It's and the little buildings that are going on in between and little shops that are starting to open. The Bel Air Artisan is a great example.
Absolutely.
And most of the communities that have reinvested in their downtown, the arts component has played a large part of it.
Absolutely.
And I think we may be selling ourselves short. We're probably a little further down the road than we think we are.
I think in our community over the years, we've created a perception of negativity in certain areas that I agree with you. I don't know that it's there. You know, I had a lot of people when we were deciding where we were going to locate, was it going to be on the west side of town or the north side of town or downtown? We're like, you know, why would you want to go downtown and invest money because of all the crime? So I took it upon myself of talking to the city manager, Charles Penny, and he sent me some information on the crime statistics for the last 3 years for downtown. There's no crime problem in downtown. There's more crime in Westridge area than there is in downtown. And we felt a lot of comfort with that, because obviously our operations people work late hours, you know, they're in and out down here, and we wouldn't want to put them in a situation like that. But after a month or so of studying it, we decided that it was a perfect location for us. You know, it's a great corner. You know, we'll have 3 great corners with Franklin, Sunset, and Church Street, and building a campus setting in downtown Rocky Mount, I think, is going to be a big advantage for our bank first, but then the side effect is a benefit to the community.
Well, I think strategically it's a great location, because you're coming in, if somebody's coming in from the western part of the state, or even from Virginia, and they're coming in on 95, they get on 64, they jump off on Peachtree, and
Exactly.
in 3 minutes after they're off 64, they're in your front lobby.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a great place, and we're certainly thrilled as a community to have Southern Bank continue to invest in
Well, hopefully we'll keep growing. I mean, the plan is to fill that building up. Like I said, we're building it about 30% larger than our current needs, but we wanted to build it. This building will actually be built for disaster recovery for our bank. So we will build it with generators and, you know, the high-end fiber optics and things like that. So it will become a very permanent, important part of Southern Bank for the future, because our regulatory friends really want us to have a lot of disaster recovery plans in place.
Well, we're looking forward to the groundbreaking, but we're even looking more forward to the final completion, which 3 to 4 years, I guess.
For the whole project. Well, hopefully by next summer, we'll have this new building built, and I'll be looking forward to getting a ribbon cut. Then we can start the next, absolutely, and then we'll start the next project and get that done, and in 2.5, 3 years, we'll be done, and all of us will be located there, and be one happy campus.
That sounds great. Well, Mike, I want to thank you for taking time this evening from your busy schedule and from your family and stopping by. I know you have a lot on your plate, and it will continue to be that way, but we thank you, and we wish you and Southern Bank and the Southern Bank employees nothing but the best in the future.
Thank you, David.
And thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.
And thank y'all for joining us this evening.